Hey everyone, my name is Ben Grimico. I'm from InterNACHI. That's the International Association of Certified Home Inspectors. And we do free online live interactive webinars at InterNACHI Webinars. And the URL, if you wanted to register for a webinar or watch a video recording, because we record them all, that's at this URL, nachi.org/webinars, nachi.org/webinars. And we have sometimes I'll do a training, but those are the bad webinars or in sessions. But today we have a special guest. It's Jameson Krueger of Preferred Systems, and he's going to talk about something that I'm really interested in because our members network with other professionals in this home inspection business and they're real estate agents. And I would say nobody really knows how to really successfully and effectively network with real estate agents. You got to choose and try things that work for you. Some of it is just shaking hands as soon as we get back to shaking hands. And some of it is meeting online, and some of it is marketing, direct marketing, or delivering candy to real estate offices. That never worked for me. So Jameson is going to teach us about how to network with real estate agents in a really good program that he has. And at the end, there's going to be a way for you to get more information and sign up and a code and all that stuff. Also, this is a live webinar. So if you're attending the live webinar right now and you want to ask questions, feel free. During the webinar presentation, afterwards, Jameson is available and we can take your questions. So Jameson, I really appreciate taking the time out of your busy schedule to tell us more about how our home inspectors can network with real estate agents.
Great. Thanks a lot, Ben. Appreciate it. And thanks for setting up the webinar and the opportunity. Today, we're just going to talk about the secret to connecting with more real estate agents, especially during this pandemic, as it's been a little tricky for people in this environment. So my name is Jameson Krueger, Director of Business Development for Preferred Systems. A little bit about Preferred Systems. We're a nationally recognized provider of continuing education. We're currently licensed to offering CE and over 50 certification boards and agencies across the United States. Here's just a sampling of some of the certification boards that we work with and professions that we work with, everything from attorneys and certified financial planners, accountants, teachers. Where we've really spent a lot of time over the last, I would say 6-7 years, has been in real estate. And we've expanded in building out and gotten approved. And we're currently approved in 47 states for real estate continuing education. And it's been a journey, a very lengthy process trying to get all those approvals. And we've been working with a number of industry professionals, including home inspectors. We started out in home inspection, and we've been working with lenders, title companies and attorneys, home stagers, insurance agents. So it's a wide range of people around the real estate industry that we've been working with over these number of years. And what we want to talk about today is how are you going to connect? How can you connect with more real estate agents? And there's so many ways to do that. And we were, when the pandemic hit, it was kind of a major disruption for us because a lot of everything we were doing was, in a classroom environment, and it's kind of everything kind of shifted, and now more agents are working from home. So everybody's, it was kind of turned everything upside down. Everybody's working from home, and as you know, nothing beats in person. If you're going to have the opportunity to get in front of an agent. Being in person is the best way to do it. But if the next best thing is to do it live in a virtual setting, you can fire up your computer and your browser and get in front of somebody live. It's a great opportunity. So these virtual events have really taken hold. And really webinars have become a new way to meet agents because especially they're busy as it is, and now that they're home and they're kind of untouchable in the office if you can't get in there. Fortunately, things are starting to improve and people are getting back, and we're seeing with our clients, people are getting back in the offices. And if that, that's always the best option. If you can get in front of people face to face, nothing really beats that. But you do have the opportunity to use the virtual platforms and get out there in front of so many more people. And really what we want to talk about is making it educational. the best thing you can do is teach, and as opposed to selling. So if you can spend more time teaching, what happens is you just create that capability or that credibility with your audience, with the agents, and they really see that you create that value, and you're offering them something of value and teaching them valuable information. And you could teach them about a number of home inspection topics. I mean, home inspection so broad. We do it in other areas where we do, we work with title companies, but title companies only have so much to talk about. Whereas home inspectors, I mean, you could talk for a lifetime about all the things that you run into on a day-to-day basis. And so there's huge opportunity for teaching and home inspection, and creates many ways to get back in front of an audience as well. And here's just a couple of the topics, and we cover a wide range. This is just some of them, some of the topics we have or we offer and have worked with our clients on. One, the inspection process, just a lot to talk about there on just generally about the inspection, a home inspection, and how it works, what the process is, all of that. So that's important. We've got some courses around that. Environmental hazards, you've got your you've got mold and radon and all those issues. So there's a bunch of courses in that area. Exterior systems, HVAC, heating and cooling, structural issues, septic systems, home energy, lead safety, electrical systems, the list goes on. So we have a wide range of courses. It varies by state, and there's a lot of topics, and a lot of topics you can offer, whether you're doing this, just teaching lunch and learn type classes on that. It's a great way to get out there, and whether you're doing it online or in the classroom. But like I said, there's just a lot to talk about.
And Jameson,
so we're going to talk just a little bit about hosting your own webinar or webcast, as you call it. And really all you need to do to start teaching is a platform. So the platforms that are popular out there, obviously Zoom, I think that's one of the #1 platforms. Microsoft Teams, that's used by a lot of corporate corporations, companies, so forth. We've got GoToMeeting, Google Meet. They all do basically the same thing. So no matter which one you use, they all provide similar features and screen sharing and video conferencing and all that. So you can pick any one of those. We integrate. We spent a lot of time integrating with Zoom. So our platform, when the pandemic hit, like I said, we were doing most of everything in the classroom. So we switched and we worked with Zoom, and we've since probably March of last year, done a full integration with Zoom, and it's been phenomenal working with those guys and with the platform. And the other thing you're going to need, of course, is a webcam. So whether you have most laptops have them built in today, or you can buy some of those stand ones. You can check out Amazon. There's a number of good, you can get some good HD webcams that are out there. And lastly, a PowerPoint presentation, so you can share and do your presentation online.
So Jameson,
components. There's a lot of other cool things you can do with virtual backgrounds and green screens, and getting the right microphone. So that's a whole nother course just on how to optimize the viewing experience for your for the end users and the people that you're teaching.
Jameson.
Yes.
Are you talking about doing presentations that are for CE, for real estate agents who need CE to renew their license, or presentations?
Exactly, yes. Yep. We're going to get into that. And so whether, obviously, when you're doing it, and we'll talk specifically on that, but you can teach them just on the topics. If you're not doing them for CE, we're going to talk about why or the importance of CE and what that can bring as well.
You can also use your resources to just talk about home inspections, not necessarily for CE, but if you wanted to do a short presentation just to network with an office, online office.
Exactly. Sometimes we have clients, there's some people where you can only get 20 minutes to talk. So you're not going to be able to do a full CE class or get enough credits, but you just want to get in there and talk. And if you could spend more time teaching about important topics and teaching them something, they'll have a much more favorable opinion of you and your company, as opposed to just going in there and saying, hey, we do, giving the typical spiel and just talking all about your business. They'd rather hear and learn something. And then when they're thinking about somebody that's qualified to provide their client with a home inspection, they're going to think of you right away, because you were the one that was there, and you were the one that offering that expertise.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than a home inspector doing an hour presentation about themselves.
Exactly. Yeah. Nobody, I mean, nobody wants to, everybody's like, what can you, what can you teach me? Teach me something interesting. And then,
Yeah.
tell me how I can grow my business and all of that. So, so when it comes to promoting your webinar, it's a lot of it's about the timing as well. So this is just some helpful information. There's some specific dates and times when the registration rates are consistently higher than others. You're looking at, the midweek, Tuesday through Thursday. They've shown to be good times for webinars. And, typically the best times are from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Now that's not set in stone. Obviously you can play around, and every industry is just a bit different, just depending upon when people are available. So I always like to, when doing webinars, kind of mix it up a little bit, because I'll have multiple webinars, because sometimes, if you always have them at the same time, you might miss a whole audience that always is available later in the day or something. So it's good to kind of mix those up when you can to maximize your attendance, moving forward. And then we'll talk about promoting your webinar. This is the most important part. Obviously, you can schedule a webinar and try to get people on it. The key is just how you can connect with as many people and get the word out as far as possible and as quickly as possible. So if you want to be a success, you'll start. There's a number of ways you can promote it, and we'll get into that. You're going to want to start promoting it if you can. You can start promoting, 3 to 4 weeks out. It'll give you time to kind of build up that audience for the webinar. I mean, there's nothing to say you can't just, shoot one out there and do it the next day as well. So you have a lot of flexibility there, but just depends on what you're kind of going for. If you're trying to drive a big audience and do one and just maximize your attendance, obviously promoting into it in advance of it is great. So either way you want to do that, you just want to make sure that you send out some multiple reminder emails, and a lot of platforms do that automatically. And we have built-in capabilities within our platform to make sure we're sending out reminders, let everybody know, to come back into the webinar at the specific date and time. So these are just some ways you can promote your webinar. Obviously, advertising on your own website. Any of that traffic you've got coming to your website to kind of steer that toward your webinar. Email is one of the #1 ways to get people on, because email is, I mean, if you've got an email database, if you've got a list of agents, you can easily, get out there in front of a wide range of agents quickly with the push of a button. You're literally, you can bring those people into a webinar. So you can use some of the platforms I'm sure many of you are familiar with. You can use, the MailChimp. I think they have a free up to 2,000, and then, some pricing beyond that. You got Constant Contact. Those are kind of some of the most popular ones out there. Another area is posting on social media. That's another quick way to get it out there. You can tweet about it. You can post it on Facebook and LinkedIn, as well as if you have any other people you're connected to, where they have some audiences or followings. And we'll talk a little bit about say cross promoting and what some of the things we do. Some of our clients do with that as well as posting on groups and forums where agents hang out. So you can find a lot of those groups and connect there. And if you can post out there, you can reach a wide audience of people there. Then paid advertising. That's always a great way. You can experiment a bit with the paid promotions on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. You can do some real targeting and actually find people with a profession of real estate agents and zero in on those, in your specific area. So, and you'll have a link directly to your webinar, and just post that out there and get that out in front of as many people as possible. And this is one of the ways we found that's worked very well for our clients, is teaming up with a sponsor. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we work in all these other professions. We have lenders, title companies, and attorneys as clients, home stagers, insurance agents, we've started in home and security companies, as well as moving and storage. So if you look at all these different areas and businesses that surround the real estate industry, every one of these niches or markets, they all want to get in front of real estate agents, because they all have something to offer as well. So if you are able to create or get a webinar and put something out there, you're going to find that any one of these companies was willing to sponsor you, and most of them would be even willing to pay you. So a lot of our clients will get, well, they can get paid, a small fee if you want to charge a small fee. The other way is just doing a joint venture where you partner up with a lender and you say, hey, I'm going to do this webinar on home inspection. And then they want to get in front of more agents too. So they'll promote it to their whole audience. So now you've got whoever the lender you're working with, and they might have a huge email database. So now you're going to partner with them and you're going to blast out to their whole list. So if you can partner with multiple companies, as you can see, you can get that message out there about your webinar further out there. And so it's a great way to do that. And then, and of course, if you're doing it in the classroom, which I highly recommend, when doing it face to face, you can get them to pick up the cost of lunch. So a lot of our clients will have a lender, a title company, home stager, our home inspection clients will just get them to cover the cost of the lunch. And so you bring them a nice lunch, and then we're going to get into the CE and talk about that as well. But that's and like I mentioned, any of these professionals would be great potential for you as you're trying to promote and fill up your webinar seats. So now we're going to get to the continuing education, which is really your secret weapon behind all of this and what we do. It's one of the best ways to increase your attendance for the webinars, because you're really offering is something of value to people, because obviously you're going to take some of their time, and they're going to spend some time with you. And if you have something to offer them just beside, well, the learning part of it is great. Just being able to learn about some important inspection topics is going to be helpful to the agents, because a lot of the agents that come out, and there's always new agents coming into the field, so they all need to know about these important home inspection issues. And there's a lot of high turnover in the real estate industry, so there's always new people coming into the field, and you kind of become that expert, and you're the one there to teach those people. So, and that's where the CE credits really kick in and gives that it elevates your class, takes you to another level. It sets you apart from the other people in town, because everybody's trying to get into the agent's office. They're getting their door banged in all the time by all those people on that list I just showed you on the previous slide. So by you being able to separate yourself by offering continuing education credits, it's just a great way to offer them something. And they all need them, because every agent obviously needs continuing education credits to meet their license requirements and so forth. So this, like I said, will elevate your business to the next level. And there's really not a lot of, we have quite a few clients, but they're spread out all over the country, and we're pretty much one of the only companies. We have not found another company that offers the service like we do. There's some people that do different things, but really not this type of service. But from the standpoint of home inspectors, there's not a ton of people doing there out there. People are starting to do it more, but there's a lot of fertile ground out there if you're in your market to begin and to start offering these credits. And it's a great way to, like I said, meet new agents, position yourself as an expert. And then after the webinar, now with continuing education, there's one thing that it's basically all of the states that are out there. They don't want you promoting your business during a CE class. So if you're going to be teaching CE, it should be all about the education part of it. You keep your business, your logos, everything out of it as you're teaching continuing education. But at the end, once the CE class is concluded, you can ask people to stay around at the end, and you can talk them about their business. And once you've just spent a lot of time teaching them some valuable information, it's very likely that they will stick around all the way to the end to listen to what you have to say about your business and how you can help them and what makes you different from some of your competitors in the market. So this continuing education is really a great way to differentiate yourself. So we've created what's called the Inspection Instructors Program. And what we basically do is offer a turnkey program that provides you everything you need to start teaching continuing education courses in your market. The program's fully automated. We do everything for you. What we do is there's a lot of detail behind it and a lot of administrative work and things that occur that have to go on that's really kind of outside of the scope of your business, and things that you would find not very enjoyable to do. And we kind of take that burden off of you and handle all of that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take you on a quick tour of our inspection instructors program, so you can kind of see what it is exactly that we do and how we can make really your life easier when it comes to being able to implement. Because at the end of the day, really what you want to do is you just want to be able to, set up a class, promote your class, and get a lot of value out of class, and get as many agents on there as possible, and connect with many agents as possible without having to do all the admin work on the back end. So I'm just going to switch here from the presentation over into the account here. I'm going to take a look, take you through our portal account here, which you would, and how this whole back end of the system works. So basically, as working with us, what we do is we provide you a whole list of courses that you can teach. So this is a list of just some of the courses that we have available. And you'll see, it's a wide range of courses. We went through some of those course topics, but everything's loaded in your portal here. You're going to be able to download, here you'll be able to click and download the course outline. It kind of breaks down the course minute by minute. You'll be able to download a complete PowerPoint presentation. So we have the presentations ready to go. All the content is ready to go. So you don't have to, if you're doing it on your own, you got to come up with your own content or buy classes, so we just give you all that. So you're ready to go, and you can start, you have things to start teaching immediately. So, and as I mentioned earlier, and also this is all branded for your company. So everything in the portal is all your own branding. So you've got your brand out there. Obviously, I mentioned you don't want to be branding during the presentation, but you can, you'll have this, branding on the registration pages and bringing people in. So we'll be able to schedule the course here. You're going to be able to select a delivery method. We have a couple, obviously we can teach in the classroom, which I highly recommend doing. And then obviously supplementing that with you can select the delivery method of online remote learning, and that'll just take away the address and so forth. And you can pick your instructor, who your instructor is, the course, and then all the details here. For the sake of this, I'll just take you through a quick classroom one. They're very similar, with the exception that when you're doing a classroom one, or an online one, it'll send out the Zoom instructions. As mentioned, it's integrated with Zoom. So I'll just pick the instructor. We'll pick a class here. We'll just pick managing the home inspection. We pick the date and time here, so you can pick the classes you want to schedule. Now you can schedule multiple classes out into the future. So some of our clients will schedule, maybe they'll schedule 4 or 5 classes over the next couple months, and then promote them so that people can fit that into their schedule. They might have varying times and so forth that they set up. So you can set the date and time here. And we also have the option, if you want to charge, we have an integrated payment gateway. So some people charge like a small fee. I mean, you could charge $5, $10, whatever. Sometimes that adds a little, and it happens more people are charging when they're doing it in the classroom. So if you're doing, you might offer lunch or so and so forth. But we provide a payment gateway so that we integrate with Stripe and Authorize.net. So you can it ties directly in. And so you just put those API keys into our system, and then that money gets transferred right to you. So we stay out of the transaction, and that goes directly to you, and you can handle any refunds or any other things. So it's real seamless. So if you want to charge, it's available there. And here you would put in the venue name. So if you're hosting this at your own office or a third-party location like a hotel or conference room, or in the agency. Some states don't allow you to teach. It's very few. There's only a handful of states that don't allow you to teach at the agent's office, but most of them do. So, and if that's an issue, we let you know in advance, if your state is one of those. And if that's the case, most people will just teach in an office building or somewhere close by, or in their office, or some third-party location like a hotel or conference room. So I'll just put in an address here. So this is where you'd be teaching the class, and you'll pick the state and zip. And if the website or the venue has a website, you can put that in there. We also have an attendee limit, so you can set an attendee limit for the course. So if you can only fit 30 people in the room, you can set it to 30. It'll cut off the registration at 30, and it'll let people know that they can contact you to be added, or notified of any openings. So, or you can just leave it blank, and it'll allow you to schedule unlimited courses. Now we do have a privacy option here. So if you're doing it for a specific agency, you can mark it as private, because we have a public course catalog where it'll show all the courses you have scheduled. So if you're promoting for like a mixed group of agents, let's say you're working with or bringing people from Keller Williams, Remax, whatever other agencies, you can open it up to everybody and just start teaching that way. Or we have clients, many clients will teach specifically for an agency. And we also have an agencies feature that I'll kind of touch on in a second that allows you to schedule or set up a portal for a specific agency. It's great because it creates a branded portal for that agency, and they'll be able to see everything, all the courses that you have scheduled with them as well. So, and we have a thing called the mobile registration keyword. So on the day of the course, so this is usually when you're doing it in the classroom for those last minute registrations so that they can actually register on their phone. So you don't have to try to read people's handwriting, and they can do it right on their phone. It goes right into your system. So I will just put in InterNACHI for this. And this could be any keyword that you want, as long as it's specific to this course, because it'll actually register people up for this course when they do the keyword. And I'll show you that in a second. And also we have a feature down here called test event. If you wanted to set up a test event, you could do that in our system as well. And we're going to just schedule the course. And we're going to click here to view your courses. Up in the left-hand corner, you're going to see all of your scheduled courses, which are any that you've got coming up. And we'll have all of your completed courses, any that you've already taught, and canceled courses. If for some reason you have to cancel, it'll show up there. So this is the one we just scheduled. It's got the date and time, the course title, the number of credits, the status, the instructor, the location, and the total number of registrants. So you can see 0. This number will tick up. You'll be able to track in real time all the registrants you have for your CE class. And also we do offer the ability, so whether you're teaching, you can do CE, or you can do lunch and learn courses on our platform where it totally has no CE involved at all. So if you just want to do a 20-minute class, you can schedule a custom course. We have I didn't show you that, but on the schedule course page, we have custom course options. So you can use all the features that I'm showing you here for not only CE, but for your own custom courses as well. And then you'll see down here, and actually I forgot to show you something I was going to show you over on the course listing. We offer a public course catalog URL. So this will show everybody, you can share this with an agency. It's going to show all the courses that you have available for them to schedule with you. So you can just shoot this link over to an agency. They can see what you've got. And if they're interested in this lead safety class, they can just click schedule a course, and they'll be able to pop in all the details here for your their contact info, as well as they can put in some potential dates and times that would work for them. And then you could get back to them with the time and actually schedule the class with them. So that's a nice way to get that course list out to them. So I'm going to go back over to our scheduled courses. And over to the right, here's an actions menu. So when you see that, you're gonna be able to perform some specific functions for that course. In this case, we wanted to edit a course. Let's just say we needed to make a quick change to the time. We can update that and update the course. And we can also cancel a course if need be here, and it will send out notifications to let people know if a course is canceled. You can view and manage all of your attendees here. I'll show you that in a second. We've got the course link. This is how you'll actually promote your course. You got a direct link to the course. You've got your course PowerPoint. This is just another place to get to the course materials I showed you earlier. We also generate a marketing sheet for you automatically. So this is like a PDF file. It's got all the details about the course. It'll have your logo up here and the date and time and your course title, summary, learning objectives, of course, the available credits, and then how to register as well. So this is a PDF. You can print this out, hand it out, attach it. That's automatically generated every time you schedule a course. And then, of course, we have the attendance sheet and mobile registration. I'll get into those after I take you over and show you the course link. So you click the course link here, and this is the one I just set up, and it's going to have your logo and the title of the course, all the details here, summary of the course, learning objectives, and the CE credits. They'll be able to see it's a legitimate course. They'll see all the course numbers, so they know that this is a legitimate course with the state, and it could be verified, the state or the reporting agency, and they'll be able to look this up and know that you're a legitimate instructor for CE. And then you'll be able to click here to register and put in all of your, they'll put in all their contact details here as they register for the course. So this is all taken care of for you, so you don't have to worry about all this. Everything goes right into the system. put in their phone. So you'll collect all this information here. And then we have this, they can check the box for the real estate continuing education that they want. Now, we offer CE in 47 states. So if you're on a border state, you can actually get approved to teach in multiple states. So they can actually get credit in more than one state, and they'll be able to check the box next to each state that you're approved as an instructor in. So we can assist you with that as well, and getting approved in multiple states. And if somebody is on, let's say they're on a border state, or agents are dual licensed, they can actually get CE credits for both states with one course. So if they were, if it was, say PA and New Jersey or something, they could check the box and they could get credits for both of those states. So I'm going to put in the real estate license number. They're going to put in the license number so we know how to report the credits for their license. And they're going to submit the registration. They're going to get a confirmation on the screen, and it's going to let them know that they're all registered for the class. And I'm going to jump over into my other email account here. And they're going to get a confirmation here from you as well. And they're also going to receive, as I mentioned earlier, reminder notifications 3 days before the course. And then another one's going to pop up 30 minutes before the course. And that also helps with the online registration. So that pops to the top of their inbox so people can find that. Sometimes it gets buried, especially if they're registered, a couple weeks in advance. So that's going to pop right in the inbox. So, and I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to refresh the page. Now you're going to see you have one registrant. So you're going to be able to track the registrants that you have here and see how many people you're getting signed up. And what I want to show you now is, so what you're going to want to do is, if you're teaching this in the classroom, you're going to want to download your attendance sheet, and you're going to want to do this right before you leave for the class, because the attendance sheet will pre-print all of the data on there for you. So it's going to take, if you got, say 30 people registered, it'll register or list all 30 out there on the sheet, as well as we have a box on the right side for the signature. And this is how you're going to track who is showing up for your class. So you get everybody's signature as they come in, and you'll keep this on file as well for records, just to make sure that people signed in here. And we also include a blank page for walk-ins at the end. So if it fills all this up, we'll have another blank page here. So those last minute walk-ins. And what I also want to show you is that mobile registration sheet. This is this is an easy way to handle those mobile registrations on the day of the course, because we can take it in 3 ways. You can register with your mobile phone by texting the word, and that's that word we put in for the course InterNACHI to the following number, 814-616-3270. So this is our internal system number, and it'll reply back with the direct link to the course. Now, what you can also do is scan this QR. They can scan this QR code, and it'll take them there, as well as doing it the hard way and just typing in this whole URL here, so they can punch that in. So 3 ways to get registered in the class. And as I mentioned earlier, that way you're going to get all their data and not have to read somebody's email or license number and get that wrong, and then have to, then we'll have issues, getting that properly filed for them. So this is a great way to handle that. And then really, so it's basically the portal handles all that. And like I mentioned, all the administrative work we take care of. So what you want to do, and there's really one important step at the end of the course, and this is the most important step that you'll need to do, is when the course is over, you're just going to jump in here to go to view and manage attendees, and you're going to see all of your attendees. So if you have, or all of your registrants, you're going to see everybody that's registered for your class. So if you had, let's say 30 people registered, but maybe only 20 of them showed up, we're going to need to know who those 20 people are. Now with Zoom, it's different. It's a little bit different in the classroom, because the classroom, you're going to have your attendance sheet to work from, and you're going to be able to, everybody that's signed up there on the attendance sheet, you'll have them listed there, and you'll be able to, mark the appropriate people that were there. Now for Zoom, what happens is, and I'll show you a completed course here, what happens with Zoom. When the course is over, let me pull one up here, it's going to automatically pull in all of the attendee data from Zoom. So you're going to see the time in and time out of every attendee and how many minutes they stayed on. So if you're doing an hour-long class and you see that, hey, somebody was only on for 6 minutes, then obviously you're not going to want to give them credit for the course. And and it's really up to your discretion, and we monitor it as well. But we make sure that people are going to be on the class for the majority of the time. If people missed a few minutes, it's not the end of the world, but they really should be on for the full class. So, and you'll be able to see all that data. So when you're doing an online class, it's right in there. It's ready to go for you. And I'm going to go back to the course that we were working with here.
Hey, Jameson.
And show you this step if we're doing it for a classroom course or online. So your last and most important step is to mark everybody as attended. And you simply do that by checking the box next to all the people that showed up. So like I said, if you had 30 people that registered, but only 20 showed up, then you're going to check those 20 and you just click mark as attended. And then right from there, it says the attendees have been successfully marked as attended. And what that does is triggers out another email from you to them. And it's going to say important notice regarding your continuing education credits. And now what they're going to have here is a link to complete a course evaluation. And they can also get instant access to their course certificate of completion right here. So we also send it to them, later on automatically. But if they want to get instant access, they complete the course evaluation, which we recommend. It's required for us to conduct one, but it's not exactly required for everyone to take one to get their CE. But we have a very high percentage of people that will fill this out because they want to get their certificate right away. Otherwise, we send it to them. After 5 days, we automatically send it. So they're going to rate you on overall course quality on a scale from excellent to poor. So they'll rate you on course content, presenters' performance, technology, facility, obviously, if this is in the classroom. And what did you enjoy most about the course? Is there anything about the course you feel could be improved? What additional topics would you like to see covered in future continuing education programs? And how'd you hear about inspection instructors? Now they're going to fill all this out. We actually generate a report for you after the course is over. So we're going to give you a summary report with your overall score for the whole, for all the attendees, as well as we're going to show you all the individual comments and everything. That comes in a master PDF file that is automatically emailed to you after the course. So really you're going to get some great feedback on how the course went and all of that, and it's all automated. So, and then they're going to submit this course evaluation. So they'll submit that, and then their certificate of completion is ready to go and instantly available for download. So this is great because you don't have to do anything. They get their certificate. And then of course we file all the credits with the reporting agency for the state. So we take care of all of that. So once you, like I said, once you mark somebody as attended, you're off the hook, and we handle everything from there. So you just do the promoting of the course and the teaching, and then we take it from there. So Jameson, I'll circle back in here, a couple other things, small things here. We got a quick start guide, kind of helps you through the system, more in a written format. Account settings here, you're going to be able to update your company profile, manage payment information, change your password, add additional users. There's instructors here as well. You're going to be able to see all your instructors, as well as we have an approval letter that we generate for you. So if anybody questions your ability to teach, we generate an approval letter that you can pass out to anyone, and they can jump on a call with us, and we'll tell them that you're a legitimate certified instructor if they have any questions. So that's in there. We have state rules and regulations. So any of the rules and regulations for your state, they'll show up in there. We've got a remote learning tab, and this is how you'll connect your Zoom account. It's literally one step. You connect to Zoom, and it will tie into Zoom one time, and then our system can talk to your Zoom account. So you'll just need a Zoom Pro account with the webinar add-on, and it'll tie right into that. So it works very seamlessly. We also have an option to export all your attendees, as well as export all your course evaluations. So a lot of our clients will like to export the attendees into, like, say, a CRM program if they want to follow up. There's some exciting news. We're going to be launching some marketing features in the platform to handle some follow-up, automatic, like drip campaign follow-up that we're going to be doing, so that you can, the people that you teach classes to, they'll get some follow-up after the course about your organization and what you can do for them, as well as some home inspection tips and things like that we're going to be adding. So that's going to be real helpful, and that's just going to all be tied in. But for the time being, you'll have access to all of your attendee data as well in the system. And then lastly was that agencies tab I mentioned, or feature I mentioned, where you can set up an individual agencies here, and you'll be able to set up their own portals and upload their logos with all the branding, and they'll be able to see all the courses that you have scheduled with them on their portal, as well as all your available courses. So great feature to kind of connect you and the agency here. So that's kind of and then of course, lastly is a support tab. We do support, we have support 7 days a week. via the support tab. We're in the office Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5 p.m. So any support you need, it comes all through the portal. So no matter what your issue is here. So I'm going to jump back over to the presentation here. And let me just do this. Oops.
Jameson, we have many questions for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll jump into some questions. In fact, I'm just finishing up here and we'll get into all those. So
okay.
Just lastly, we handle all the paperwork. We follow the credits with the reporting agencies in your state. We issue all the certificates to real estate agents, and we handle all the support requests for agents regarding CE credits on your behalf. Here's what's included in the program: pre-approved courses, instructor state approval, administrative portal, attendee registration system, the tracking management we mentioned. We handle all the filing, the course evaluations, the certificate delivery, custom branded agency portals, customized marketing materials, the ability to accept payments, as well as customer support. Here's just a few sampling of our clients. We work with everybody from some of the largest home inspection franchises to a small, literally one-man home inspection companies that are using the program to achieve great results. We've been featured in Home Inspector magazine. A lot of people have seen some of our articles and things out there about how the program, has been growing people's businesses, and we have some literature and information if anybody wants that. We're just going to get into the program investment real quick. We have two ways you can do it: monthly or annually. The monthly, where you just pay $199 a month and a setup fee of $9.99 one time. So you pay the setup fee and then just $199 a month. That is cancel anytime, and your service fee begins 30 days after you're approved. Or you can do the annual program for $2,999 with a setup fee of $1,500, and when you start, and the remaining balance is due in 60 days, or when you're approved, whichever comes later. It typically takes about 60 days to get your approval to be approved as an instructor. Now, this is our standard pricing, but what we have is a $500 off webinar special offer when you enroll today. And so that takes it down to, you can get started today for $499 if you're doing the monthly program, $499 down, $199 a month. Or you can do the annual program, and it saves you a little bit of money here. You could do $24.99, where you do $12.50 to get started, and the remaining balance of $12.50 due in 60 days. So, and that'll be all shown on the website here. I'll give you the link as well. So those are just the programs, the different ways you can, how the program investment comes out. We offer 100% money back guarantee. So if there's for any reason you're not satisfied, or we can't get you approved for any reason, we will return all your funds. So there's no reason you couldn't start teaching in the program. And if you had any issue, we would return your money. There's limited opportunities in each state. We do monitor each of the states to make sure that we're not oversaturating a state, because you don't want everybody in your backyard doing the same program. So we monitor that on a number of factors, including how many courses are taught, how many clients we have there, what the size of the population is, and so forth. So if you want to jump on it, act quickly. We have some spots that are getting ready to close out. We're just starting. Some areas are getting close to closing out. But we're spread out quite deeply across the United States. So as far as enrolling, and we'll get into those questions. As far as enrolling, you can go to inspectioninstructors.com. You can click the sign up button in the top right corner, and you're going to want to enter the code webinar if you want to get started with us, if you're interested. Obviously, any questions you have, we'll go through everybody's questions here today, as well as you can email me any questions you have, and we'll make sure we answer everything that any issues you have. But that promo code webinar, in the promo code field, you click the apply button, and it's going to knock off the $500 and get you going there. And then for what happens next after you sign up, we're going to receive a notification that you registered, and a member of our staff will reach out to you to get you started and get you the application for your state. And you're going to complete that and return that along with a bio and instructor profile. And then once your application's been approved, we do it typically takes 30 to 90 days. Most of the time, it's in the 30 to 60 day range on average. We have some states take a little bit longer, and we kind of let you know up front, it's going to take a little bit longer depending upon the state. But then we contact you to schedule a 20-minute training session, which kind of goes over what I just showed you. So we'll go over that and how to use your portal. And that's it. We can get into the questions now, and any questions anybody has.
Yep. There are a few questions for sure. I've got one. Maybe I missed it. Like, how do I know the software package, and it's very detailed with the administrative features and enrollment and attendance and things like that. But what do you provide me so I can teach? Is it a set of PowerPoint slides with presentation
Yes.
notes?
Yep. Yep. We give you the complete set of PowerPoints ready to go.
Okay.
They're all set up, and you can just download those PowerPoints. You don't need to be, the other thing is you don't need to be on the portal or in our portal during the class. It's not like, it's cloud-based, but once you download your presentation, that's all you need to take with you. And I would recommend taking that, taking it on a thumb drive, or, first, also as a recommendation, find out what the AV situation looks like at the agency office. Make sure, that if you have to bring your own laptop, or if they have a laptop that you can tie into, if you're going to be able to plug in, you want to really make sure you know what you're going to be walking into. You have the right connectors and cables and cords, and the clicker for your presentation. You really want to have all that kind of mapped out so that you're not showing up and having some issues there. As well as I always tell people to bring a printed copy of the presentation, just in case everything goes awry and their system doesn't work. At least you could still teach the class from your printed version of the slides.
Peter asks, I assume the certificate they download will have our company logo.
The certificates will have our logo, because we actually are we're the provider. So there can only be one provider, and that logo be on there. But that's really the only place where it'll kind of reference preferred systems. Although we do tell people in the emails as well that if they have any issues regarding their CE credits, they can contact us directly. And that's the nice part about our support, is that if you get an email from a client or from an agent that says, hey, what's going on with my CE, or I had an issue with my certificate. One, you could reissue certificates right from the portal, or two, you can just forward that to our support address and we'll take care of it for you. So any issues that come up, you just send it to our support address and we handle all the administrative issues.
Trey asked, what were the 3 states that weren't approved?
The 3 states that weren't approved, let me see. I think we're not approved at the moment, Maryland, Massachusetts, I believe, and there's one other one.
Okay.
It might be New Mexico. It escapes me, but yeah, I think those 3 might be the 3 that we're not approved in. So.
Peter asks, how do we find out if our real estate association, our state real estate association, is already using these courses to teach agents, meaning he doesn't want to be redundant?
Well, these courses are our courses, so they're approved by us. So I can look and see, how many people are in your area. If you have a specific area, you could reach out to me, and I can take a look and just see how many clients we have there, and let you know. And we're not by any means, we're starting to. There's a couple areas, I think, up in Ohio, and a few spots where we have a couple areas where we have a few clients. We're starting to where we can fit a couple more, and that's about it. So, but we don't want to have 10 people doing the same thing in your backyard. But, if there could be some people doing it on their own, but I can tell you if they're doing it on their own, they're a lot less likely to have the breadth of courses that you're going to have, because they'd have to get all those approved on their own, pay any fees, handle all the paperwork, all of that. So if you do have people doing, inspectors that are doing it on their own in your area, you're not going to have, what we offer. So you're going to be above, ahead of them from that perspective. But yeah, you certainly, if you have any concern there, we can deal with that as well.
Ronald and Joy ask about Florida and New York. Are these courses approved? Joy asks, the People's Republic of New York, are these courses?
Yeah, Florida and New York are good to go. One thing in New York, it's one of the states that I mentioned when I was talking about earlier, New York, you cannot teach in an agent's office in New York. So that's one. So you can teach anywhere else, just not in their office. So we have the clients that are doing it there are teaching in conference rooms, or what you can do is just call a lender or a title company that has an office and say, hey, I'll come in and teach a home inspection class in your office if you can provide me the office space, and then we can, joint promote, after the course is over, then you can get a chance to promote your business at the end.
Brandon is asking about the requirements to be certified to teach CE.
It's usually, it varies by state. and this is kind of typical, it's usually not where they have to be licensed, but in some states where there is licensing requirements, then they would want you to be licensed, but it's usually 3 years of experience in a number of states, but some are less, some are more. So it just depends. But on average, really, you just need to be a licensed home inspector, and you need you need to be a home inspector in the field, whether you're licensed or not. It doesn't necessarily always depend. It's just depending upon what the requirements are of your state. And we can let you know if, for example, if you signed up and you, for whatever reason, don't qualify, we instantly just refund your money. Or you might have an instructor. We included with the program, we also include 2 instructors. So if you have, we do up to 2 instructors in your office and up to 2 states. So if you're if you're a state that's on a border state and you want another state, we can add a second state for you as well. So we include 2 instructors, 2 states. And any issues with requirements, we let you know in advance. And like I said, if you have any issue of getting approved, then you just get an instant refund.
Xavier Quinn asks, basically, it was a longer question. How do you identify which realtors to work with?
Well, I guess that's kind of a little bit outside of our expertise. I mean, as far as education goes, but as far as identifying those realtors, you're going to want to, I guess you're going to cast a wide net, so to speak, with these CE classes. So you're going to, I guess the cream kind of rises to the top, and you're going to see the people that, that will want to work with you, and you'll just kind of find out. I mean, at the end of the day, if no matter where the referrals are coming from, if they like you and they, feel you have, you're a credible home inspector and you've qualified, they're going to want to do business with you, then really, and if they're, if there's issues working with them, I assume those issues will probably come to light pretty quickly, and you'll determine maybe it's not somebody, certain agents you're not going to work with, but I guess that'll kind of work itself out.
Yep. Andrew says, hey there, would the content be country specific, or would general principles apply? I'm in South Africa, and the home inspection industry is relatively new here and unknown territory in South Africa.
That's interesting. I'll tell you what, get a hold of me, send me an email, jkrueger@preferrededucation.com. If we can get you, if somehow we can figure out what we need to do to get you going there, we'd be happy to look into that and see what requirements are there, but always be open to branching out wherever possible. And who knows, we'll see where that goes.
Trey asks, will this PowerPoint slides be available after the webinar?
For this PowerPoint, sure, I can send those over. If anybody wants the PowerPoints, just send an email to jkrueger, JKRUGGER @preferrededucation.com, and I'll shoot them right out.
Scott Laird asked again about becoming certified to teach CE and to become a CE instructor to real estate agents. So you provide some guidance on that.
Yeah, we'll provide guidance. Mostly it's like we need a resume and a bio, and you have to have some experience in the field. So if we might have an issue, like just say you just started and you're only a couple months into it. We may have some issue there, but sometimes we can go off your previous background, depending upon what you did before you were a home inspector. There might be some things that we can tap into there, just depending upon what, if you have some kind of career experience before home inspection that we can rely on. But needless to say, you can reach, and if anybody has any questions, you can also email me and tell me a little bit about, if you don't have a lot of experience or you're short on experience, send me an email if you're interested, if you want to, because it is a great way for, obviously new people coming into the field to kind of get their name out there and start teaching and getting out in front of more people. So if any of you, would like to know if you can get approved, just email me with what state, send me your name, email, what state you're in, and a little bit about yourself, how long you've been doing it. And we'll check in for your specific state and let you know what you need from there specifically. So, and we'll reply back. And then if you're qualified, then we can direct you to sign up from there. And
we have questions that are similar. Like Ryan says, what areas in the world is this actually valid for? Are these courses valid in Canada? Things like that. So it's primarily United States.
Yes, right now we're just working in the United States. We've tried to do some things up in Canada, but it's a little bit burdensome there. So that's the only reason. And that's not to say we wouldn't work up there. We just haven't, I guess, found the right person to work with or connect with there. And so we're open to, if we can find a way to do it, we would gladly do it, because we have the content. If it translates well, obviously, we can do it there. And also we have the technology and the software, so that can translate across pretty much any country. And we even have the ability to do all the translation as well. We've done that for other projects, other software related projects that we've done.
Brian asks, is the majority of instructors charging for classes to cover the cost of education? Or
I would say that about 90% of them don't charge, maybe 10% do. And some people, and it just varies. And the people that do just usually charge a small token amount. I'm thinking, it's usually $5 or $10 is what most people would charge for credits, which is still a good deal for credits. It's just that I think it's sometimes tougher to charge for the online classes, just because there's so many people doing so many webinars and things. But when you're doing it in the classroom, some people like to charge a little bit just to have a little skin in the game, so that people show up, or if you're providing lunch. And another tip for if you're providing lunch is if you're doing a class, you'll one way to do lunch is to do, if say you're teaching a 2-hour CE class, you can have when you get there, you do it at like 11 o'clock. And when you get there, you can count the heads and order the food, and then have the food arrive at, like, say, lunchtime around noon. And then then you're not over buying food, and then people don't show up. So then the food will be the right count, and you're not overpaying. And then you teach the last hour after the lunch. So that's one way to do it that some of our clients like to do.
Yep. Joy asks about what does InterNACHI do? And InterNACHI has a few courses online for real estate agents, and that's at nachi.org/agent-ce. Randall asks, why is the setup fee different for monthly or yearly?
There's just a discount for there's a discount. Let me go back to that slide actually and show you here.
And there was a question about Linkhorn inspections. I guess they're using the program and they're doing very well. I saw
Jerry Linkhorn's been a customer of ours for a long time. He's just done phenomenal and grown his business very well with the program. And he's one of the pioneers, I guess. I think we started with him back 5 or 6 years ago, and worked with us at one of the first conferences. But yeah, great. He's done real well, and he continues to use and promote the program. So it's been great working with Jerry.
So there's the setup fee.
And here's so basically the setup fee. Let me go back to with the discount here. So the setup fee is $4.99 and then $1.99 a month. So it actually, so if you add this all up, you're looking at about $3,000 if you go with the monthly program. Where the annual, we're just splitting it into 2 payments. So we do $1,250 up front, so that you're paying half up front, and then the remaining balance is due in 60 days or whenever you get approved, whichever. So if it took you, not that it would take you 90 days, but if it took you 90 days to get approved, you wouldn't pay that second half until you're actually approved and trained. And one other thing to note is that your annual subscription starts once you're approved and trained. So if you were to sign up today and it took you 30 days to get approved, your clock for your annual subscription doesn't start running until you reach until you actually we say that you're approved in your state and you have access to your portal and you can actually schedule a class and get off and running. So that's kind of how that works. So you're paying the annual fee, but you're really not paying it all up front. You're paying half up front, and then you're paying a little bit, gives you a little bit of time to pay the balance. Whereas the monthly, you're paying a lower setup, starting fee, and then you're just paying $1.99 a month, and it's month to month, cancel anytime. So that's kind of where you save a little on the annual, but the monthly is, you can start with a little bit lower entry point.
And Michael asks, how do you initiate contact with agents, and how do you get the agents to agree to a Zoom meeting with someone that they don't even know?
Well, the agents will agree to a Zoom meeting because they want to learn about the content that you're teaching. Well, there's a couple different ways. One, if you're promoting it, let's just say you post it on your social media or you email it out, they're going to see the title of the course, and they're going to see that there's some free CE available. So that's a great, benefit right there. There's a hook. There's like, hey, I get some CE credits, and also I'd like to learn about this topic, about some home inspection topic that I might not be very well versed on. So that's really why they would attend. But as far as agencies go, it's a great way to get into the agencies, because when you call the agency, you're calling not to, when you get on the phone and try to call the agency, you're not saying, hey, let me come in and talk to you about my home inspection company, because they get that all the time. And, it's like a broken record. Everybody wants to come in there and talk about their home inspection company or their title company or their lending company. But now you call up and it's not about what they can do for you. It's about what you can do for them. So you can call up and say, hey, listen, I am a certified state instructor for CE, and I have a whole wide range of home inspection courses that I can offer to your agency. Can I come in or set up a time when I can meet with your agents, and can we pick it, or would you like to take a look at these topics, and you can pick something that'll be interesting? And we have agents that, or clients that go back into the agency over and over and over again, because even like agencies like Keller Williams, they'll have these home inspectors come in once a month and do a different course, or rotate, because maybe after a while they've taught the courses, then they rotate them again, because they've got a whole new batch of agents that were never there before that all need CE again. And it's like an ongoing, revolving cycle of agents that come in. But that's why they would want to jump on the courses, because they might not have met you, but they're like, hey, I can get free CE, and I might be interested in this topic that you have to teach. Yes.
Jameson from Preferred Systems, I really appreciate the time that you had to share with us your education program for home inspectors who want to network with real estate agents. I really appreciate it.
Great. Thank you, Ben, so much for setting this up for us. Really appreciate it. And thanks to everybody and for the whole crowd of people that came on today for taking time out of your day to take a look at this. And if we can help you in any way or answer any other further questions, just reach out to us, and we look forward to helping any home inspectors we can get in front of more agents and to grow their business as well.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Jameson.
Thanks.
Thank you, everybody. Stay
Have a
safe
great
and
day.
healthy, everyone. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye.